What's up, guys? It's your favorite podcast, New York Muscle Radio, and on today's episode, we talk about bulking. We cover a bunch of different subjects about bulking. We go into Yolo Bulking, gaining strength during a bulk, weight gainers, purposely getting out of your natural limit, natural bodybuilding. We even talk about Pete's wild college days. And we also talk about why we think most top natural bodybuilders take a stupid approach to building muscle. So be sure you hit that subscribe button right away so you don't miss a beat. By the way, guys, in 3 weeks, our next group coaching program opens up. If you're ready to get started, head on over there and sign up now because spots are limited. Head on over to www.newyorkmuscleradio.com/transformation to get started. And guys, remember, spots are limited, so be sure to sign up because this is starting in January and we're going to start the year off right. All right, guys, let's get to the show.
New York's very own muscle building coaches, Anthony Bevilacqua and Pete Kacharian, proudly present to you New York Muscle Radio.
All right, we're live, New York Muscle Radio. Anthony Bevilacqua here with Pete Kacharian, and we're trying something a little different tonight where it's like a convo with me and the big guy. I've got strict orders here to sit back, relax, and just try to have a conversation with the POS on the other side of this call.
Yes, man. And I'm here lounging. I'm sitting on my couch. I got my dog actually right here with me, too. I wish I had a nice protein shake to sip on while we do this episode. But I ate dinner a little while ago, so I'm good. I'm comfy. And, yeah, we're just going to kick back and we're going to chat about man, I've been talking to you about bulking like crazy lately because that's what's currently going on in my life. So I figure we continue that convo tonight here because we've been talking about powerlifting, training, all this other stuff lately. Let's talk about bulking, man.
Out of all the things you want to talk to me about, you want to talk to me about bulking?
Man, you know what it is? It's so fresh on my mind right now, and I've said it so many times before that I hate bulking. You know, once I get past that like 4,000 calorie mark, it becomes work, you know? And, you know, you've been doing my training, so I got to give you credit for that, by the way, too, which I do on a daily basis. You know, you make my life that much more simple by not having to think about training. So I handle my nutrition and, you know, I've gotten to the point where I'm just embracing eating around the clock. And, you know, I think that's where this bulk has been more successful than others because, I mean, you know about it too. You know, you never get to that point where you're just like, all right, training's going good. I just don't feel like eating anymore. So you kind of slack on the eating part, you know.
Yeah.
But I've been definitely been pounding it down. What are your macros right now? Because I'm doing right now, I'm at 4,200 calories right now. And I'm sitting at like 202, 203 on a good day.
I'm slowly bumping them up, man, because I'm still trying to gain some weight. It's like I don't feel like bulking either. I'm at that point where it's like I don't feel like.
Are you bulking though, or are you maintaining?
I'm still
what are you
like
even doing?
maintaining, but I have to like I've been procrastinating bulking, so I've been like, I guess I got to start upping the calories. So
Well,
I just started upping them.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you kind of procrastinate on the bulking because once you get to that certain point, you're just like, I don't want to do it. You know, and I've been there many times, but like I said, I'm kind of embracing it this time. You know, it's a job and it is what it is, but you know, I broke my lifetime. I told you this the other day. My lifetime heaviest weight was 201. I might have held it for like 2 weeks. And I broke it, you know, the other day. The highest I hit during this bulk was 204. I can only maintain it for one day. I'm still trying to get back up to 204, but I'm hovering around 201, 202, maybe 203 on a good day right now. So I'm happy about that though. But so you said you're just maintaining right now.
Yeah, I've been just like I said, procrastinating it, man. I just don't feel like eating so much. I don't feel like where it becomes a job to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
I hate that. I hate when it becomes a job. You know.
yeah,
So
of course,
I
man.
slowly started upping the like I'm just about at 400 grams of carbs. I'm like, I gotta start pushing this shit more and more. And the weight hasn't really been moving, you know?
Oh yeah. So what are all your macros right now?
I'm like 395 carb, 90 fat, and 260 protein. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. I've been man. And what's your weight right now?
Anywhere between 203 and 201.
Okay, so you're right around the same weight as me, and damn, man, I wish I was eating those macros, right? See, the problem is if I were to cut my macros down to there, I would lose probably 10 pounds. I'm not even kidding. I would probably lose about
I
that
don't know,
much.
dude. I told you that the other day, but I got sick the other day because I was an idiot and
Yeah.
I drank the raw. I found the video. It's funny. I drank the raw eggs. So
Yeah,
I
you
wanted to
haven't
make
shown me that video.
Yeah, I gotta send it to you, but I wanted to make my daughter laugh, so I told her I was like, let me drink my eggs instead of making them. So I put them in a clear glass, and my wife was screaming at me, "Don't use my good glass to do stupid things." So I drank the eggs just to make her laugh. She did end up laughing. I forgot to tell you that. So she ended up laughing, and then I got so sick the next day. I mean, you know the saga. I thought I had food poisoning, but I didn't throw up. I didn't have diarrhea. I didn't have a fever, but I literally was keeled over the whole next day with chills. It was the weirdest thing ever.
I was trying to figure out why you did it in the first place, but yeah, I guess if you're trying to make your daughter and your wife laugh, I guess. But you wouldn't.
My
wife
doesn't care. Though. She doesn't think I'm funny, man.
I know. And I was gonna say, no, I don't even think that I'm surprised that you even did it, thinking, okay, let me do something funny for her, because I'm like, she's just gonna.
I wasn't for her. It was for the baby, man.
She's gonna be like, you're an idiot, man.
That's exactly what she told me. And then, of course, the whole next day, all I had to hear was, "Oh, you're an idiot. That's what you get for drinking the eggs. That's what you get for drinking the eggs." But dude, I've done that before. But it was 3 eggs.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe it was one of the eggs that was bad, you know? But anyway, whatever. So I didn't eat anything that day. I maybe had 300 calories that day. Literally nothing. I had 3 pieces of toast, and and I couldn't even have soup. That was the extent of what I ate all day. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna be 190 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dude, I lost a pound. I'm like, how the hell is that possible? Plus, besides the fact that I only had half a gallon of water too.
Yeah.
I was trying to stay hydrated, but I could barely pick my head up.
Your body holds weight well. I mean, it's because you're very dense. Me, I'm all water, man. I got muscle, but I'm all water, man.
You're like a big balloon.
You put me on a diet for 3 days. If you were to cut my carbs in half right now for 3 days, I'd drop 10 pounds of water, glycogen.
See, not me, man. And the funny thing is, the weirdest thing. So, okay, I was 201, whatever, the day after that. And then yesterday I ate all my calories and I woke up the same weight. I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
I literally woke up the same weight.
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad problem because you're not dieting right now,
No, I know, but it doesn't make any sense. It's I had nothing in my system yesterday. How the hell did I wake up at 201, whatever? And then this morning I ate everything yesterday and I was the same weight. I'm like, how is this possible?
Well, that tells me that your body's not holding on to excess water or glycogen. You know what I mean? Obviously you're holding on to glycogen, but I'm saying an excessive
the weird
amount.
thing is I don't feel flat. Normally
you don't look flat.
Yeah,
don't look flat.
I don't feel flat. It's so weird. I guess it was just a break from eating for one day for me. It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I really thought, I was like, oh shit, there goes my weight. I'm gonna be in the 190s tomorrow. And then, sure enough, I wasn't. I was really surprised.
Well, that's what happens to me, man. Before I started this bulk, I think this is week 6 or week 7, maybe.
Yeah, this is usually the week when you quit.
Yeah. No, but I'm still going strong, man.
Peter's
I'm hitting my stride right now, man.
Yeah,
to be honest,
you are the 6 week. You commit to everything for 6 weeks, and then it's down the tubes.
Hey, listen, I just that all that means is I got to find more things in this life that require only 6 weeks of my time, and I can give it 100% effort for 6 weeks, man.
6 week cycles of everything.
But it definitely, like I said, I think I'm hitting my stride right now. But if I were to take a couple days and just drop my calories, I know I'd lose weight. The reason I started this bulk in the first place was because I was getting a little relaxed with my my off season maintenance, because when I had hit 201 the last time, I wanted to kind of maintain around there. Obviously it was a little fluffy, but if I dropped down to 195, 197, I would have been happy. And I kind of held that for a little while, but then I just stopped force feeding myself. I kind of backed off. I let myself eat less carbs, less fat than I normally was to maintain. And, I got on the scale one morning and I was 191, and it was just oh shit, I'm 10 pounds down already. So I said, all right, time to bulk again, So I got right back in the gym, brought the calories up. They were probably sitting around 3,000. Just started bringing them up 3,500, 36, 37, 38, 39, 4,000. Now they're at 4,200, and still going up slowly. But yeah, man, a lot of that is definitely, like I said, water weight. Extra, it's just extra weight. Not all of it's muscle. Obviously, you don't put on, what is that, 12 pounds of muscle in 6 weeks. I mean, it's a lot of water, a lot of extra glycogen. But I was talking to you about this earlier, man, and I feel like bulking just kind of has a bad rap lately, especially now that like everything's focused on like being lean, looking good, having abs, being shredded, right? But I'm making the most progress in my training right now in the last 6 weeks. Obviously, like I said, I attribute some of that to your training because I'm not thinking about training, I'm just doing it. But I'm getting so much stronger in the last 6 weeks putting on that weight just because obviously your leverages are better, having a heavier body, pushing against the weight too, whether it's squats, deadlifts, benches, whatever it is, right? I'm kind of getting back to my old mentality, and I kind of have a case for bulking again. I like an argument for its benefits. I mean, obviously I always had an argument for it, man. But you think people are like getting too far away of that? Like as far as like just allowing themselves to get up in weight, like I said, gain 12 pounds in a few weeks almost, obviously, like I said, some of being fat. Like, what's your thought on that?
I honestly wasn't paying attention to what you said because I was scrolling through Facebook.
What else is new, man? I deleted Facebook off my phone. Guys,
I know you took my advice. You took my advice.
I deleted Facebook and Instagram off of my phone. So now if I want to use it, I have to go online. If I ever want to post, I'll put I'll have to download Instagram to like put a picture up. Then I'll just delete it. But I haven't really been active on there anyway. I've just been just getting rid of social media.
Well, anyway, what I was just scrolling through and I just started laughing. I actually sent it to you in a screenshot. But Ty Lopez popped up. That's your favorite.
Yeah.
That's your favorite guy. He popped up about investing into Bitcoin. His tips.
Yeah. Ty Lopez is like, I don't know how to describe him. He's like a bug in your house that you don't want in your house, but it got in. You know what I mean? Like you're on your news feed and you're like, oh shit, Ty Lopez is back. It's like, it's like the crickets got in the house again.
Those fucking crickets.
Oh shit, there's a spider again. Damn it. I thought I killed all the spiders. Yeah, no, Ty Lopez always pops up everywhere. But anyway, my question was, when I was saying to you, man, I've been attributing a lot of my progress, this bulk, to just allowing my body to get up in weight, whether it is all muscle. Obviously it's not all muscle, but whether it's muscle, fat, water, glycogen, having that extra weight on my frame is making my training so much more productive, that I'm getting a lot stronger, and I think that's also helping me put on muscle at the same time. But like I said, that's kind of going against the grain of what people are doing now. Like everyone's always, stay lean. Everyone's trying to be Alberto Nunez, stay 150 pounds and gain muscle. Like
that guy, guys, I gotta say something. I like him.
Yeah.
But he has made, in my opinion, he's made no
That's progress. What I'm trying to say.
I think he actually looks smaller now than he did at his best.
I mean, when you stay like 6% body fat year round, it's like, your body's not in a good environment hormonally to put on muscle. It's just not. I don't care if it looks good. The fact of the matter is,
but his whole take on that is, it's all right, well, if I do that, I'm at the advanced stage, I'm not going to gain a lot of muscle, I'm just going to get fat that way if I just keep doing that. And I'm going to have to diet for another 4 years before I step on stage again.
Yeah, but I understand that, but at the same time, like, even so, you're a powerlifter right now, right? And when I say now, I mean because you do have,
I know what you mean.
You have an experience of being a competitive bodybuilder. Not that you're going to compete on stage, but let's say that you were to transition into competitive bodybuilding. Don't you think that if you applied, even just continue doing your powerlifting training, but you allowed yourself to get up in weight, that you're going to get so much stronger on those key lifts, right?
Yeah, but that's different than bodybuilding, though.
No, but I'm saying, but then you're going to build more muscle like that, right? Like if you lift 400 pounds on the bench, right? And let's say you got up to 230 to do that, right? Your pecs are obviously your leverages are better, but your pecs are still doing more work. It's more overload on your muscles, right? Theory. I'm talking about, in theory.
Well, but that's also why you have to do it slowly too. You can't go on the YOLO bulk and just, if I realistically wanted to get to 230, I would have to honestly do it slowly.
Yeah,
that's how you're going to maximize the most of it. If you do it too fast, that's how you, one, get fat, and two, that's when you're going to get those advantages and leverages. That's when your leverages are going to change for the better. Not for the better, like too quickly, and you're not going to get anything out of it. So think about it this way. So if I went on a YOLO bulk, right? And I gained whatever. I was gaining like a pound, 2 pounds a week, and I just did that consistently. The leverages are going to change so fast because I'm getting so fat fast. Whereas if I slowed that down and I gained, half a pound a week, so averaging 2 pounds a month, of, weight, the leverages are going to be that much slower, half as slow.
Right.
But then that means that, again, I talked about this on Pro Barbell Strength. When you lose those leverages, you're increasing the range of motion. So when you diet down, you're increasing the range of motion. You have to do a squat,
Right,
you have to do a bench press, and then when you're bulking, you're shortening that range of motion. So if I'm shortening that range of motion quicker, I'm not getting anything out of it. But if I'm shortening it over time, I'm getting stronger as I'm doing it.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. I mean, obviously,
but still, even if my plan was to get to 230, right, I would realistically probably take two years to get there, probably, because I probably would throw cuts in there too, just to kind of like tighten up that weight, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You want to refine it a little bit.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. But, see, that's the thing, though. Like, these guys, I agree with you, but, like, these guys are, like, the trend. Like I said, it's like, okay, if I'm at my, arguably, if you're a natural bodybuilder, you have a genetic.
That's why I don't follow
right?
anybody, man. I don't give a shit.
I don't either. I deleted it, but I'm just, I want to talk about this
it.
because I deleted it. I don't want to see these people anymore. I don't care. But, like, arguably.
It's a shame, man. We always used to look up to these clowns.
I know. Yeah, you see them in a medium-sized T-shirt, and, it's just like, what the fuck?
A medium-sized T-shirt.
Yeah, and it's bad.
Well, they're just going crazy. It's still pretending to be 20.
Yeah. But, like, arguably, if you're a natural bodybuilder, you have this genetic limit, or you're very close to your genetic limit, after a few years of training, let's say. And let's say that realistically, for a 5'9" male, that's somewhere between 175 and 180 pounds, like at like 6% body fat. Let's just throw that number out there. I'm not looking at, I don't care about scientific charts or whatever. We're going to use that as a reference, right? Now,
come on, man. If it's not on a scientific chart, it doesn't count.
Yeah. Now, these guys, like, the trend is, okay, I'm 6% body fat, 7% body fat, let's say, at 180, right? Okay, now I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to gain 1 pound of muscle a year. And they literally will not let that scale move for a whole year more than 1 pound. You know what I'm saying?
But, dude, you realize that I've done that in the past year and a half. I've made progress in powerlifting that way, but as far as my physique goes, I don't feel like I've made any progress.
But that's what I'm saying, because your goals are strength specific, But I'm talking about these guys trying to refine their physique, like saying, okay, listen, in the next year, I don't want to put on any fat. I just want to put on whatever I can genetically, right? Let's say that's 1 pound or 2 pound or 3 pounds of muscle. I mean, when you're advanced and you're a natural bodybuilder, 3 pounds of pure muscle mass in a year is going to make noticeable changes to your physique, especially when you're like 6-7% body fat. You could see it, These guys will not let the scale move more than, they're like, okay, 6 months in, okay, I'm 1.5 pounds up, okay, I'm on pace. Meanwhile, like, we're talking about this, like, if you have one night where you drink extra water and have a few extra grams of carbs, your body weight can fluctuate 2-3 pounds easily, Yeah. And I think that these guys, it's just like I said, I've never been to that extent. I always just practically that makes no sense, right? But I'm kind of going the other way lately because, like I said, I'm seeing more progress now that my weight's up higher than it's ever been. And I mean, yeah, I'm definitely holding on to a little bit more body fat. I mean, I probably sit like in my regular off season somewhere like 12 or 13% body fat. Realistically, that's kind of like where my body fat set point is. I might be like closer to 14 right now. But at the same time,
neither here nor there. I also got into bodybuilding and whatever, lifting, because I wanted to look big.
Yeah,
if I put on a medium shirt, man, I'd be fucking depressed.
Of course, man. I mean, it's like 90% of my life, people see me in clothes. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you look, what's the point of working out if you can't even look good in clothes? I don't know, man. I mean, to each their own, obviously, but that's a good point too. I mean, whenever I bulk, nobody says, "Let me see your abs." Like, nobody says, "Wow, you look good in that shirt. Let me see your abs." It's just like, "Wow, Pete, you look good. You've been putting on muscle." I had a guy in the gym the other day tell me that. It was pretty funny, actually. I was in the locker room.
How excited were you?
I was in the locker room and I took my hoodie off. I was just wearing a regular T-shirt. It was an extra large, by the way. It was not a medium. But I took off my hoodie and I had my shirt.
See, you have the advantage because your shirts just fit, because your arms are so big. They just make you look so much bigger because your arms just tighten the sleeve automatically.
Yeah. And I was in there.
So you have like an extra advantage over everybody. We'll both wear an XL, but like my sleeves come down to my elbows.
I know, it's funny. We have the same shirts too sometimes that we wear. It's kind of funny. Like we actually have, not that we go to the store and buy the same shirt, but if somebody sends us a shirt or we go to an event, like we have a lot of the same shirts too. They don't fit the same though.
No, they don't. It's funny because like mine are bigger on like the chest, the back. Like I look visibly bigger if you look me straight on. If I turn like if my arms are showing, yeah, it's all
the angles, man. It's all an illusion. It's all the angles. But anyway, like I said, so the guy, I took my hoodie off and I had the shirt on. And the guy was like, "I just want to tell you, whatever you're doing, it's working." And I'm like, I look at him and I'm like, honestly, I've just been eating everything in sight. And the guy's like, interesting, really?
That's like a juice head answer, though, man.
Yeah,
like, oh,
no, but that's the truth, man. I haven't done anything
more protein.
different. I've been training. No, I didn't say I ate more protein. That's a juice head answer. But I'm literally eating everything in sight, Like, I've been training. I don't know. How many years have I been training now? Like, 15 years? Like, more than half my life I've been training, right? I didn't change any of that lately. Like, nothing's been different in terms of that. I've been training religiously for 15 years. The only thing I've been doing differently lately is, like I said, I'm eating everything in sight. More calories than I've ever been eating. Allowing my body weight to get up to new heights. Allowing my body to put on a little bit. This is probably the fattest I've been in a long time, too. But no, like I said, nobody's commenting on that, Because with that extra, weight, some of the fat, obviously, the muscle gains come too. And, most people see that. Nobody notices the difference between 14% body fat and 12%. You know what I mean? Me and you, we notice that. When you walk around in public,
also, you know what it is? You also never went through a big bulk. You never pushed your body.
Yeah, well, like that's what I'm doing now. Yeah,
I've gotten to like 217. Yeah. That was the heaviest I've gotten. Yeah. I never pushed it past that, but that's like the heaviest I got. And I was making so much progress, physique-wise.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You see, because exactly.
Yeah, but like, you know what kind of a job it was to get to 217, dude? Like,
how many calories were you eating again?
Like 6,000, man.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near that. I'm only at 4,200, and I'm like, I could probably max it out at 4,500.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like one of the most unhealthiest things ever. You literally get fat on purpose. Like, it was almost like, too, like I was going up the stairs, and I'm like, like all this pressure on my heart.
What do you think your body fat was at that time? Let's just say arguably you're 12 or 13% right now.
Probably like 15.
Okay, that's not bad for 217.
I wasn't that fat.
Yeah.
I was probably like 15. I would say like that's exactly.
It's really not bad 15. Though, considering, man.
Yeah, like, but once you know what it is, once you get over a certain hump, your body fat really, again, you hit that like set point. It really doesn't change much.
I know it doesn't go past it. Like, I'm at that point right now. Yeah.
Like, no matter how much you push the calories, like it'll go up a little bit, but then it'll just come back down.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that that's also a good reason to go on those extensive bulks too, because then it makes your cut so much more productive. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because you're tired of being fat.
Well, you're tired of being fat, but at the same time, your body just responds to anything when you're dieting. Like, you could bring your calories down to 3,000 and get shredded. You know what I mean? Like, when you go on these bulks before, as opposed to, okay, I'm gonna go start dieting, but right now you're eating 3,000 calories. You got to bring it down to like 2,000. I've had bulks.
Well, yeah, dude, I brought myself down. So I went from 217 and I dieted down to like 195, like my normal weight, for my wedding, because I was like when I was getting married. Mm-hmm. I dieted the whole time on 3,600 calories.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I dieted on.
Yeah, and right now, if you would have dieted on 3,600 calories, what would happen?
Well, I don't know. I'd probably gain weight. Nothing would happen.
Yeah, I know nothing would happen, right? But see, that's the thing. People don't realize that too. And I try to tell people this all the time. They just get this number in their head. Oh, for me, I lose, at 180, I lose weight on 2,500 calories. Like, and I bulk, it's 3,000. Like, they have these numbers, these stupid numbers in their head. This frustrates me. I hate when people say this. They're like, oh, yeah, my bulking formula is body weight times this in carbs. My cutting formula is body weight times this in carbs.
Who talks like that anymore, man? What year is it?
People still do that shit, man. And it just, like, it boggles my mind because I'm like, okay, I've been at 180 like 10 different times in my life, right? And I've dieted on 200 grams of carbs, 300 grams of carbs, 400 grams of carbs, and I've lost weight on all of them. And I've dieted on 0 carb, too. And I probably saw the least amount of progress on that one. But believe it or not, my best diet ever was the last diet I went on like 2 years ago when, damn, man, me and you got down to like 175. We got down to like some really low weight.
I still think that's hilarious that we both got down to the same weight.
I know. But I was I was doing 300 grams of carbs 5 days a week and 400 2 times a week. And I couldn't keep the weight on. Like it was coming off too fast. You know what I mean? But I kind of just allowed myself to drop that weight pretty fast. It was like a short diet too. And I went from like 185 down to like 173, I think, in like a few weeks doing that. But it was because I was going on an excessive bulk right before it. It made that cut that much easier. So like, I'm pretty much in favor lately of, not getting people fat, like, but when you're in the off season, like when clients are in the off season, if they don't have a set goal coming up in a short time period where we have to keep them lean, I'm in favor of letting them get a little heavier so that they get stronger, they put on muscle, and then the next time they diet, it's going to be a breeze. Like my favorite thing to do with clients is to, have them get lean very fast while eating a ton of food. Like that's my favorite thing, to keep those calories so high. Like whenever we bump clients' calories and they're staying lean and I could just keep bumping them, like that, to me, that's like the best thing, every time they check in and they're like, they're still the same weight. I'm like, all right, let's add more food. Let's keep adding more food. Because then when it comes down to time to diet, they're going to be dieting, eating more food than they were when they were maintaining, before.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's just important, just period. Not talking to you, it's like, I really got to, and I know I've been doing this. I just been procrastinating doing it. It's like, I got to just bump them up. I got to keep pushing it. But like I said, I'm just not in the mood to, I'm like in between right now. I don't want to diet, and I don't want to be like bulking. I don't want to be like,
Well, it's different.
Because it becomes a fucking job, man. It really does become a job.
It does, absolutely.
You think it's a job now. Imagine if you to add another 1,000 calories onto where you are right now.
Yeah, and you know what it is? This is the thing I hate. It's so true. It's a huge inconvenience. I'll admit that. When you're bulking like this, it's a huge inconvenience. It takes extra time out of your day. It requires you to cook more, requires you to clean more, right? And then you get like people like that are all big on intermittent fasting. They're like, all right, I got no time for that. I could get the same results if I just cram all my calories in, and in a 8-hour window. When I come home, I eat dinner, and then I eat another meal, and then I go to bed, right? But this is the thing, man. A lot of these guys that do that, they're like 175, 180 pounds, like max, right? And if they're over 200 pounds or whatever, they just have way too much body fat and they're just dieting down. But I'm talking about like me and you guys that are like, 5'10", let's say as an example, around 200 pounds, relatively lean, right? Or like, like I said, 12, 13% body fat. Like that's a significant amount of muscle. You're going to need, a ton of calories to bulk on that. You're also going to need a ton of protein, right? And you just can't, can you cram 4,000 calories in an 8-hour window every day? Like I'm talking, you could do it once.
If I ate out.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, can you do that religiously, like every day?
I don't know, man. I guess if you really like, tried.
No, but what I'm trying to say is like people that like that follow intermittent fasting and they say that it's a convenience thing, right? My argument with that is it's almost impossible to do it, that it becomes more of an inconvenience than anything. When you have to hit, like right now, my protein requirements are 300 grams a day. And I always say, the reason I bring my protein so high is because my body kind of becomes insulin resistant when I bring my carbs like over 400. So, once I get past a certain point, you can only, there's only a place for so much fat in your diet. Like I'm bulking right now, 150 fat, 150 grams of fat, right? And I max my carbs out of 400. What do? I raise protein, right? If you're going to get 300 grams of protein and 150 grams of fat in an 8-hour window, I don't know what the hell you're eating. Yeah, like seriously, think about that. Like what kind of food would you eat where you're going to get that in that one window, man? I don't know how people do it. No, the people don't do it. That's the thing. Like I said, they're usually on very low macros, in comparison.
The other thing too that I really don't like bulking, and it's just I just didn't like feeling that way, was when I was my heaviest, I really felt so unhealthy. Like I trained every day, like that was always a consistent, but aside from the training, I honestly like I would go up the stairs and be like, like huffing a little bit, because I'm not used to being that heavy.
Yeah.
And I almost like, if I want to do that again, it's almost like I probably should do some cardio in there just for health, just for health purposes. But it's like, you have to get the old saying, you have to be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right.
It's so true, and it plays such a big role when it comes to bulking, because you're going to be uncomfortable in how you look. You're going to be uncomfortable in how you feel. And it's just about getting comfortable with those feelings and understanding that I'm doing this for a reason, and then that's it. You know? But
Yeah.
it's honestly, that was probably, I think that was harder than eating. Just like
Yeah.
feeling unhealthy. And I was doing gross things with food though, man.
Yeah,
I wasn't
the
eating
gross
raw
things
eggs.
with the
I
food,
wasn't
yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't eating raw eggs,
Uh,
which probably would have actually made my life easier. But like, dude, every day I would literally take iced tea, like 4C iced tea, and just pour tablespoons of it in my water and just drink that throughout the day. Like it sounds
Yeah.
great, but it's not. I was putting
Nah, it
like
gets old fast, man. I know you're
putting
talking
like
about.
olive oil in my shakes just because it was just, like peanut butter sometimes is too like
Yeah.
it gets like so like
Yeah, I don't
like
know about
olive oil kind of goes
bro.
down either. I used to do like shots of it almost too at night,
Yeah, that's
especially at night
nasty, man. That's nasty.
but I would have no choice, man. I would have no choice.
I just eat like a whole bag of like cashews right now. Like that's what I do.
Yeah,
to get
but
the
you know what
fats.
it is, dude. You don't understand. When you're having 5,000-6,000 calories a day, there's no like, oh, I'll just eat cashews. It's not like that, man. Because you're not hungry. You don't even understand. You're looking for ways to get food in like faster
No,
without having to worry about
I
it.
believe you because I'm already doing that right now.
No, you think it.
I know
I'm
I'm
telling
not
you,
to
raise
that
your calories
extreme.
1,000 and then come talk to me.
I have no desire to do that, man. I'll quit before I do that.
Like I'm literally putting like oil and dressing on everything. It was horrible. It was really not a fun time.
you know,
And God forbid, and the other thing too, God
Uh,
forbid you miss a meal.
I know. That's it,
Oh,
man.
you're done.
That's
Done.
it. You
Done.
gotta you gotta stare at the clock because you're like, all right, if I gotta go to sleep at 12 o'clock, like I said, I'm going to sleep at midnight, and it's like 6 p.m. Right? And you're like, shit, how many calories deep am I right now? And you like look at
I
it.
only ate 3,000. I
only-
better go to McDonald's.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, I got 6 hours to get another 3,000 calories in, or whatever it is. That's the worst part. Like, so you got to plan out your day. You got to say, like, you got to look at the clock and say, all right, did I eat enough so far for the day? Because you could always say, like, when you're dieting, I'll save those calories for later. You know what I mean? You can't
That's like
save
the best part of dieting.
You can't
though.
save shit when you're bulking. Like, you got to make
and-
sure you get it in.
The worst was at the time I was a full-time trainer, so it was like I was training
Yeah.
people day in and day out, and then like I'm trying to like look at the clock and like what can I eat in front of my clients so they don't like what can I eat quick in between clients, like fucking granola bar, this, that, the other fucking thing. It was just not. It was not a fun day. It was not a fun time.
Yeah,
I had some like I think about it now and I'm like,
I know I'm getting full right
know.
now just talking, man.
I know that's what I mean, man. I'm telling you, you think it's easy. You're at 4,000.
Yeah.
Add 1,000 and then come talk to me.
This is the thing too when it comes to bulking. Like you said, like you feel like, all right, I'm intentionally making myself fat, right? But you got to think about everything we do with this lifestyle. Like nothing that we do is normal. When I say normal, like as far as like this is normal human behavior. As far as our eating habits, as far as our training, the amount of time and effort we put into this shit, And it's like sometimes people say, and I've heard this too. This bulking or even dieting, it's affecting my social life or it's affecting my life. It's like taking too much time out of my life. You know what I'm talking about. You've heard this too. I'm not the only one, obviously. They say I can't do this or whatever, and I'm just like, not to sound like a dick, but then just maybe this lifestyle is not for you because like nothing about building an excessive amount of muscle and strength on your frame is normal or healthy behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like when you accept the fact, okay, I'm doing this for the long term and my goal is to push my body to its limit in terms of building as much muscle and strength as possible, then a lot of the things I'm going to do are not going to be normal behavior. You know what I mean? Like we talk about this all the time.
Well, a lot of the things you do aren't normal behavior.
I know,
man.
but I accept that. That's the thing, man. I've come
Wait, so I also have another question. I want to back
Yeah.
up. Have you ever taken a weight gainer?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I used to do that back.
Dude.
I used
Those
to do
things
that back
are terrible. Do you ever try Quick Mass?
Which one was Quick Mass?
All Max made it.
I don't think so. I used to. I did two of them.
I used to like that one because that one wasn't as thick. But then at one point I was using Quick Mass, and dude, you're like, all right, cool. This shake's gonna give me 1,000 calories. It was the worst because I couldn't eat anything for like 4 hours after that. It was so filling. Most of the time I couldn't even finish the shake. That's how filling it was. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna have this after my workout, and dude, I wouldn't be able to eat for hours after that.
I used it when I was a freshman in college, and I went away to school my first year.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
1 year. I went to Post.
I didn't know you went away. How'd you survive dorm life?
I only did it for 1 year, man. But
how was your roommate? Oh man, we got to talk about this. I didn't know that shit about you.
I had
So wait,
two.
you had a roommate?
I had two roommates first semester, and
Did you like him?
no, no, it's a funny story. My first roommate was one of my friends from high school. We dormed together. We ended up having a falling out because we got into a scuffle in the in the middle of the night one time, and
Why?
I've never spoken to him again. Actually,
Wait, what do you mean you got into a fight in the middle of the night? Would you punch him in your sleep?
yeah, he was being a little dickhead. He was playing, Midnight Club Dub Edition too loud on the TV, and I was trying to get my 8 hours in so I could grow. I had.
The funny thing is you're not kidding.
No, I'm not
You're
kidding,
not kidding.
at all.
You're not kidding.
And I guess
You
you didn't
said that to
understand.
me the other day on the
you know?
phone about the 8 hours of sleep so you can grow. I was fucking dying.
Yeah, yeah. So I was trying to get my 8 hours in, and he was making too much noise, and I'm like, dude, you got to turn the fucking game off, man. I'm trying to sleep here. You know what I mean? He didn't like that too much, and then we started butting heads, and one of us kind of got like thrown into the wall a couple times, and it wasn't me. And I haven't spoke to him since then. But I was, back to
How far into the semester was that? No, you gotta finish these stories, man.
I was
always
probably
find
like
out new shit about you.
three quarters of the way into the semester.
So what'd you do the whole rest of the semester?
Just like didn't talk to each other, like literally didn't talk to each other. He was kind of like,
So it's pretty much like you're home now.
yeah, So that was cool.
Wait, so hold on. So how was the girls away, man?
Not bad. I mean, it's
No, was that like a good experience? I never had a college experience like that. I didn't go away to school, so I don't know.
it's good. I mean, we talked about this before. Like, I definitely wasted too much time in college worrying about bodybuilding, man. But that was like when I was in my prime in bodybuilding. Like, I was competing and everything. I was taking weight gainers. You know what I mean? Like, I was doing stupid shit. Like, what college kid is like, all right, I got to take my weight gainer, then go to the cafeteria, get my 3,000 calories in, then I got to go train, I mean, I balanced that with social life, but like, it still
No, you
took,
didn't.
it still
Stop
took,
lying.
no, I did, but it still definitely took precedence over it,
That's so funny. I can't believe you went away to school. I had no idea, and I can't believe you dormed and didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. No, not at all. It was,
Isn't CW Post like 5 minutes from your house?
No, it's like an hour from me. It's like from you, it's probably like, I don't know. It's a good question. It's like an hour from me. I didn't like go away to school. I dormed at school about an hour away. I did it for a year.
That's like a cool experience. I kind of wish I did it, but whatever.
Nah, it's overrated. I mean, you wouldn't have. I mean, if you would have partied and did what normal college kids would have done, then I would have told you to do so. But you would have been just like me and not did any of that shit because we were worried about chasing plastic trophies.
Yeah.
But that's when I was competing.
When you look at it was like, God, like, are you gonna look back at that and be like, shit, I shouldn't have wasted so much time on this crap?
Probably. But you know what the funny thing is? I'm gonna continue to do it the rest of my life anyway. It still waste time. It's not like I can look back and say like, yeah, that was a good lesson. I wasted 4 years of my life that I could have been like doing more college stuff. Like that normal kids do in college. You know what? Lesson learned. I'll know going forward, I should experience life a little bit more and I should do things, like normal people do. But as I said earlier, we don't fucking do normal shit. Like, everything that we do is to an extreme. And, but the thing is, at the same time, I still enjoy what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I love going to the gym. I love training. I love seeing progress. So it's like, yeah, but, maybe am I missing out on certain things? But at the same time, it's like I'm doing what I enjoy doing every single day, So, the grass is always greener on the other side. I've come to learn that as I get older. I experience more things now that I didn't experience when I was younger. And I'm like, wow, I kind of put that on a pedestal. And then once you experience it, it's like, yeah, for some people, it's like the greatest thing in the world. But for me, it's like, I don't know. I think I'm like at the point in my life where I've kind of I feel like I've experienced almost everything that I need to experience. And it's like nothing else kind of excites me that's like new anymore. It's like everything that like should excite you. It's like I kind of, been there, done that type of thing. And it's like, I know what I like and I know what I don't like,
Wait, so that was your first semester. I want to hear about the second semester now away.
Second semester, so my roommate, I don't know what he ended up doing. I honestly don't know. Like, I'm not even kidding. I haven't spoken to him since. But I got a new roommate. He was a transfer from.
Are you gonna say a transgender?
No. He was a transfer from Miami. He played football. He was a quarterback in football actually. So that was pretty interesting. He was older. He was like He was like too old to even be in college. It was fucking weird, man. It was weird, man. But yeah, I definitely that semester, like out of the 2 semesters, I partied a bit more that semester. But Post is a school on Long Island anyway, and like partying on Long Island in college is not like partying even upstate New York. I had some friends from high school that went to a few different schools upstate New York. Like some of them went to like Oneonta, which they call, I don't know if they still call it, but they call it Stonyonta, Yeah, I mean, they did at the time anyway. So I definitely, I went up there a few times, partied with them. I actually one of my friends went to Delhi too, which is like in the middle of nowhere upstate. But how they party upstate New York compared to Long Island is completely different,
I just find it so funny. I had no idea. All this time I've known you, I didn't even know you go away to school, man.
Yeah, 1 year. I mean,
That's all right, man. I'm taking inventory, man. I'm taking inventory for my best man speech at your wedding.
Nah, I mean, I know you're, you got everything loaded already, man.
Yeah.
I know it's probably
You didn't
already
even officially ask me, but I'm still gonna make a speech at your wedding.
Dude, let me tell you, if there's ever a good time that I need to be roasted, you were number 1 on the list. Like I would not rather be roasted by anybody than you. So you could probably do the best roasting out of anybody that knows me.
Oh, I got some stories, man. These are all just going right in the back pocket, man. Right in the back pocket.
I gotta watch what I say, but then at the same time, no. Like I want to get a good roasting, man.
It's gonna take me like a good 6 months to write the speech.
Hey,
but
man.
First you gotta tell me, but you gotta give me a little ample notice. This kid's gonna tell me like a week before. Listen, man, my brother doesn't like me very much.
Hey, listen, man. Whatever you want to do, that's up to you, man.
Funny, but wait. So, hold on. I lost my train of thought. We were talking about bulking and going away to school. So wait. So now your second semester, you said you partied a little bit more. Let me guess, you were not dieting.
No, I definitely wasn't dieting. So my first year, I competed in my first.
Yeah, that's why you were miserable.
When was that? So when I started college, I just turned 18, right? So I did my first show, my first contest ever. I was 19 when I competed. So it was sophomore year. So the first entire year I wasn't dieting. But that's like the whole point we were talking about this in the first place with bulking was when I went away that first year. I was doing the weight gainer shakes. I was trying so hard to gain mass at that time. Like I was like, like I said, that's like when I hit my peak because I wanted to compete. I wanted to do my first show. So my goal was I wanted to do my first show as a teen. So I said, okay, at 18, okay, I got a year to get on stage. I got to make this last 6 months or so, productive in terms of building mass. So I was trying to bulk as hard as I could because I'm like, all right, I'm like 175 pounds going to college. I gotta get more size, So I was doing weight gainer shakes, and then like I had you have a meal plan at school, and the way we did it there was basically you get a certain amount of swipes at the cafeteria, and like if you pay a certain fee, it's like you get 1 swipe per day, 2 swipes per day, or whatever it was. I think I had 2 swipes a day, which was like the average meal plan. So I would do like a weight gain shake, then I would go to the cafeteria, swipe, and I would try to literally eat as much food as I could because like you basically you pay for 1 swipe, and then it's like all you can eat. So I would try to get as much food in. I'd leave, then I come back and I swipe again, get as much food in. So like I was doing weight gain shakes, then I was doing like I'd go there and I'd eat like pizza, I'd get like burgers. If there was chicken, I would do chicken. This was like disgusting, man. Like I mean, we're talking about like bulking on 4,000 calories, like it's a big deal. I don't even know what the hell I was doing then, but I did that for like a whole year. I think I ended up at that time, I only gained like. Literally, like, I went from, like, 170 to, like, 180, like, in a year doing that, Like, I just couldn't gain weight at that time. I mean, who knows?
So funny, now you gained 12 pounds in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's also, there's a lot of things that have changed. At 18, I knew shit about training. You know what I mean? I was still doing, like, max OT. Like, that was my training. You know what I mean? I was doing, like, max OT. And then I would take a break from that for like I would do
good old skip LaCour, man.
I would do that for like 6 weeks, then I would take.
Dude, but I love max. I love the idea behind max OT training.
It's great.
Too bad it didn't work for me at all. But I love the idea behind it. It gave you rules, and boundaries to set. Like you can only do this many sets per body part. You can only do this many. These are the exercises to choose from. I love that rigidity of it. You know what I mean? That structure that it gave. I love that part of it. I love, and that's like what I was drawn to more with it. Besides the fact that I was at the time, I was like watching. I had Skip LaCour's DVD, and that was a
Yeah.
huge inspiration behind that. So I credit him all the time for that because I think that he programmed kind of like that structure in my mind.
Yeah.
So but anyway, that was the thing. But just Max OT didn't work for me. Too bad,
Right.
unfortunately. But wait, I wanted to say something else. Arnold was one of the first people that I read this from, and like thinking about it now, and based on what we're saying, Arnold always said, when I competed at first, I built up all my size. I was competing at 250. I was way too heavy, but I had built all my mass. Then then I took the next 2 years to redefine my physique, and I died it down to whatever 240, 230 to redefine the physique. And I'm like, you know what? That's actually a really smart idea, and I understand that idea. But I never actually took the time out to do that. If I could redo it all, I think I would have seriously like bulked up to 220 right initially, right off the bat. Taking like a year or two and just bulk straight all the way up. Instead, I mean, I wasted a lot of time in the beginning because I had no idea what that calories even mattered. So I just like, if I just eat grilled chicken, I'm going to grow.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I didn't gain any weight because I wasn't eating enough.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the biggest problem. I agree with you 100%. If I could go back and do it, I would have did that too. I started bulking at 130 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, because when I first got into this, I was dieting because, like, I came from being, heavy, wanting to get lean, and then I wanted to build muscle.
You still never showed me a picture of you fat.
I got to, man. I got to find some. I keep telling you, they're at my mom's house. But, so like I said, I came from
more
that.
ammo. Send me one?
Yeah, I came from that, from that mindset. So, like, I started at 130 pounds, and, like, I never thought, like, okay, if I want to get as much muscle mass as possible, like, if I just bulk up as much as I can, like, I'll see progress much faster. Combine that with not understanding nutrition at all, still reading the stupid shit that like some people do today,
like what?
Chicken and brown rice,
yeah.
what stupid shit like that. Don't eat carbs after this time. Don't combine carbs and fats, stupid shit, right? And, again, combining it with bad training methods. I was doing the one body part a week.
I think the training is really the stimulus there.
Yeah,
once you're getting enough calories, the training is what matters.
Yeah, like seriously. And to be honest, going back, we're talking about this like freshman year. Like I said, I had so much trouble. I was eating all that food, but I had so much trouble actually gaining mass. That year was the first year. I had been training maybe like 5 years prior to that. That was the first year where I ever. It's funny. I'm going to say it like this, but it's true. Had the balls to actually train body parts twice a week. Because, like, that used to be, like, a fear thing. Like, everyone's like, oh, no, don't do it. You'll overtrain, right? Like, it sounds funny thinking about it now. But you remember back then when you'd say, like, you know what? I'm going to train legs twice a week. Someone would be like, no, you'll overtrain. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
that's it, man. I'll never forget at the time I was working out with, like, a bodybuilder model. Yeah. And I asked him, like, we were training body parts once a week. Actually, you know what, though? I give him a little credit because we were training things, I sent you a picture, man. Did you see it?
Yeah. I'm looking.
I sent you a picture of you in college.
Yeah, I know. You're ripping on me on the podcast and off the podcast, I see.
Wait, so anyway, so I was working
this picture was about, the time that I'm talking about here. But yeah, go ahead.
So I'm training with this guy, and actually what he did was pretty smart. It was basically 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 2 off. So it was like he was still training everything every 5 days or whatever it was. And actually I saw pretty good progress doing that.
Right.
But I asked him, I'm like, what if we train body parts twice a week? No. You're going to overtrain. You can overtrain.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be honest, though, training body parts every 5 days, if you're not comfortable with training everything twice a week, I think that's a good split, actually.
Yeah, that's enough. That's the minimal frequency I would allow for a body part, to be honest with you. Every 5th day. I would still consider that higher frequency. But when you go to 7 days, man, like your muscles are just not doing shit for a few days a week. It's just, and back to what I was saying, too. That was the first year that I ever kind of like, okay, I'm going to go against the grain and I'm going to train things twice a week. And that year is when I started seeing my initial like real results in the gym. Like I remember actually, the first thing I did, I didn't even say I'm going to train everything twice a week. I said, I'm going to train arms twice a week. So I tried that first. That's naturally the first thing I did, right? And I'm telling you, within the first, this is all I did. I kept my regular routine, arm day on whatever it was. Like it was Tuesday, let's say, right? On like Thursday or Friday. I can't remember what day it was. I know what it was. After chest day, which might have been like Thursday, and back day Friday, I put one exercise for tricep on chest day, one exercise for bicep on back day, right? It was one exercise for 3 sets, and I would go as heavy as I can go for like 5-6 reps maybe, right? I remember just doing that. My arms grew like half an inch in like a month, you know, and like I said, I was training for like 5 years at this point, you know, and your arms don't grow like, you know, half an inch in like, you know, whatever it is. Right. And I remember breaking like, you know, I think 180 was like the heaviest I'd ever been. And like, I got up to like 180, 185 or something like that too. And, you know, like I said, I really wasn't paying attention to nutrition. So I you know, breaking through a plateau by simply just doing something stupid like that. So you can imagine, you know, how bad my training and my nutrition was prior to that, thinking that what I was doing was optimal, you know, because that's the thing. People think, oh, because I got this routine out of like, you know, Muscle and Fitness, or I got it online or some guy on Instagram. I took his routine and, you know, I'm following his diet. So you think, and you're putting a ton of effort into it, and you think, okay, you know what, I'm doing everything right. But meanwhile, you might be doing everything wrong, you know, and that's what we did for years until, like, you know, you started to kind of break the mold and just, you know, figure things out for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we had the teen on here, AJ Morris, and we when we spoke to him, you know, thinking about it as a teen now, starting out, you literally have the world at your balls. You know, like if I knew what I knew now, like the information that was available now was available when I started, dude, I'd be a force right now.
Yeah, man. Like, you know how many years I probably wasted? Like, just
wasted, dude. I could tell you I probably at least wasted 5 years.
Yeah,
at least.
I agree. At least
5 years down the tubes, man.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I gotta say one thing. I think that we have a leg up on all these kids. Like, we're so old, but all these kids. Yeah. I do believe that because we went through all the bullshit. Well, one, it cut down not that it cut down a learning curve, but we know what doesn't work. Like, we really know what doesn't work. Yeah. The other thing I think that we have over everyone else is I really do believe we have a better mind-muscle connection than all these other kids.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because nobody talks about that anymore. Nobody sees that as a valuable thing, but I'll tell you, it really is. It really is. I know that's going to sound bro sciencey, and everyone's like, oh, you know, it doesn't matter. But, you know,
no, it matters, man.
We joke about shit like this, man, but like when I train arms, right? I was joking the other day because we were ripping on an Arnold video, and I'm like, yo, the pump I have is so bad right now that my arms are screaming. You know, that's what Arnold says. Like, you know,
they are screaming.
But, you know, the truth is I can literally make my arms do that. And, you know, so many people say, oh, how do I grow arms? I can't get your arms are huge, right? The thing about my arms, obviously, yeah, there's probably a genetic, you know, predisposition to growing muscle there, but I have such a good mind-muscle connection with my arms, right? And what's a muscle group that, you know, is really small? I mean, my calves, right? I have the worst mind-muscle connection with calves.
Yeah, but you're bad too because you also hate training them.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's also part of it. If you hate training it, how's your mind-muscle connection going to be? It's going to be terrible, you know? And we were talking about, when we were having this conversation with Frank Yang, right? We were talking about like meditation and being like, you know, being in the flow state and being in a meditative state when you're training, because you could do that when you're training, right? And I told him, you know, I can't meditate at all. Right now, if we were to turn this podcast off and I was to sit right here in this room and like, you know, try to be quiet, be peaceful, and just focus on my breathing or whatever it is that I focus on, I can't do it. My mind wanders all over the place and then I pull myself out of it, right? You put me in a room with a dumbbell and you say, Pete, just think about contracting your bicep with this dumbbell. And just keep doing rep after rep, right? I can do that all day, not think about one thing, and I can get the craziest pump in my arms, right? And I also think that is a huge factor in building muscle, especially if you're a bodybuilder and you're trying to work on muscle groups that you just can't bring up, you know what I mean? And I think that the muscle groups that show the best on me are also the ones I have the best mind-muscle connection with. And the weak points, I have the weakest mind-muscle connection with. So, you know, there's definitely something to be said about that.
Yeah, but that's why I think we have a leg up on. You know, like none of these kids are taught that. You know, and I think it's important. Kids, but you know what I mean. Anyone from this generation, like you could probably go on a bodybuilding.com forum right now and write "my muscle connection" and no one will know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They'll think it's something new.
yeah, we should come up with a training program, man. The mind muscle connection program.
You know that would sell too. We're in a very hippie age lately. You know what I mean?
It would, man.
People like hippie shit, man. It's crazy, but you know, so many. You know, going back to just kids though. Like I said, I mean, this is how we started off this episode today too. It's just like everybody's afraid to put on, you know, just a weight, you know, because they get all scientific-y. You know, like back then we didn't know, like, okay, the science shows that, you know, you can only grow muscle this fast, or you can only put this amount on, or like any excess calories are going to be stored as fat, you know? Like everything now has to be, you know, accounted for. You know, we didn't really do that. Like we went in the gym and it's like, all right, I'm 150 pounds. I'm fucking small. I want to be a big 180, 190. I want to be 200, you know? So what do? We
I know, dude.
and
It's
we
so
trained.
true, man. I never said to myself, I never like looked in the mirror and said, "Damn, I want to be peeled."
Yeah.
I
And
never looked at that in the mirror. You look in the mirror and you say, "Wow, I want my arms to be big. I
right.
want my chest to be big. I want my shoulders to be big." And no one looks in the mirror and says,
And what do we
"Damn,
do?
I want to be peeled."
And what do we
And
do? And how do we get there?
realistically, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Realistically, everyone's saying peeled, but how many people would be happy if they were just 8% body fat?
Right. Yeah. They don't even know what peeled is. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They just say, "Oh, I want to be peeled," because they want to, post it on Instagram. But like, just think about that for a second. We both had the same mindset, and a lot of people back then when we were training had that same mindset. I guess it was, a different time, obviously, but like, it was just, okay, I'm 160 pounds, whatever it is, 150. Like I said, I started at 130, right? You probably started somewhere around the same weight. 130, 140 I started at, right? And it was like, I want to be big, right? So every day it was, okay, 100% motivation to just put on as much size as possible. So I ate and I trained like an animal, like every day for like a few years, and like just progression came. Now you see kids all the time, and you even see guys in their 20s when they start, they look the same like 2-3 years after they first start training, and it's like, what the hell have you been doing? And like, you don't want to rip on them, but like when you ask them what they've been doing, and it's like, oh, I do intermittent fasting, and I watch carbs, I've been doing a ketogenic diet, and like, it's like, dude, you're trying to build muscle, just fucking eat and lift, and lift some real weight too. That's the other
No,
thing,
but you know what though? I have another one for you.
Yeah.
So we both dieted down to the same weight class in powerlifting.
Yeah.
We did the 83 kilo class, which is like the 175,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
173, whatever the cutoff was.
Yeah.
We were on the top of the weight class, right?
Yeah. No,
We were
I
the
think the top of the weight class is like 179 or 181.
Yeah,
181.
181.
And we were like, I was 173 and you were like 176, something like that.
So anyway, we're there. We're in the middle of the weight class, I guess, right? So we're there. We had someone come up to us at the meet that we competed in. It's like, "Oh, you guys are competing in the 93 class?" And we're like, "No, 83."
Right.
Like, wow, you guys are really big 83ers. Like, dude, I'm so depleted right now. I
know.
haven't had a carb in like 2 days.
Like, dude, we're 173 pounds. I'm like, dude, we're both like almost 6 feet tall. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
What year is this?
I know. And I'm like, I was like 25 at the time or whatever it was, 26. And I'm like, dude, when I was 16 years old or 15 years old, I was trying to break past the 175, and here I am sitting at 175 again. I mean, obviously,
it's totally different.
Obviously, much more refined at 175 and a lot leaner with a lot more muscle. But I'm just like, he looks at us and goes, "Damn, you guys are big, 83 kilo guys." And I'm like, we're not even at the top of the weight class, man. We're like 175. I'm like, I'm small as hell right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there too. I'm like, I look like a cracked out 50 Cent right now because I haven't had carb in like 2 days.
Yeah, you look bad, man. You did worse than me at that weight, man. Like, I still look like normal.
It's because when I diet down, man, my face gets so lean, and my neck gets so lean. It makes me look so gaunt.
Yeah, my face is always fat. Doesn't matter.
Nah, not mine, man. My face always kind of stays lean, and my neck kind of always looks trim. But like if I diet, that's like the first place I lose it, and I look 10 times worse. It's all on my face.
Yeah.
I hate it, dude. I hate it so much. It's like I can't even like diet because I'm like I could be like 180, 185, and people are like, "Oh, are you all right?" I get that. I'm fine.
Yeah. I know. I had that happen to me once when I was dieting. Like one time ever, I remember, because I'm like, nobody's ever asked me that. Like someone just looked at my face and like, "Are you like dieting?" And because normally you can never tell when I'm dieting, unless I take like my shirt off. Like you won't see it like in my face and everything. And I was like, "You could tell," and they're like, "Something looks different about you," because I always have like a puffy face. That's just my genetics. I've always been like that. But I guess when I get past a certain body fat, it starts to sink in a little bit. But I could never do that, man. I can never get my face lean.
My face gets lean, man.
I guess I can't play on the Hollywood screen for like the attractive like actor. We got to have the facial aesthetics.
Dude, can you imagine if I had to if I was an actor and I had to get down to like 150 for a role? You know what I would look like? You know what I would look like?
I don't think you
Dead.
get down to 150, man. You might
I
die
have to.
before you get
Nah, I
there.
would have to lose muscle. I mean, listen, all those actors do it when they have to. What was that?
Yeah.
What's his name? Not Brad Pitt. What was the other guy's name? He did that movie where he
The
was like dying in the
Machinist.
movie. Yes.
The Machinist. That was
Yeah.
Batman. What the fuck is his
Yeah,
name?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Well, he ate like I heard he ate like an apple and like a can of tuna a day for that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Something like
man.
that. Yeah.
That's tough, but whatever. You know how much money he probably made for that? I would do the same thing if I was making that kind of bank.
Yeah, I guess so, man. I guess so.
So, dude, maybe I guess to wrap this up, right?
Yeah.
Maybe what we could say is let's bring back the trend of just being heavy,
Yeah, there's really
like the
nothing
mass.
wrong
Like
with
let's
that.
bring back the natural mass.
Yeah.
Natural bodybuilding never really had that mass phase ever.
No.
You know,
It was
like
just-
guys, and we talked about this the other day too. We were
Yeah.
watching Pump and Iron while we were working out. You know, Arnold was probably like 6% body fat, and he looked fucking good. He didn't have shredded glutes. He didn't have shredded hamstrings,
Yeah.
but who cares? He looked great. He was
he
huge.
looked- yeah, he looked great. Yeah.
I mean, Arnold wasn't a natural bodybuilder, but
Right.
what's the like? You know, everybody's like, "Oh, you got to diet down and see glutes and see shredded glutes."
I
Like,
know, this
I
is
get, I
stupid.
understand
Yeah.
that's a standard now, and any competitor that we have, that's the goal. But at the same time, it's like
This is the thing.
this is not
the
a get
problem.
skinny contest.
Yes,
you know
that's what
I
I'm
mean?
trying to say. This is the problem. People focus today on conditioning over everything else. Because I understand in natural bodybuilding, you can only build so much muscle to your frame. So you can't play the mass game. It's not like, okay, I'll just come in bigger. Like your body can only handle a certain amount of muscle mass. And then it's just not really going to build more, at least at a fast rate, right? So you say, okay, I can't build any more muscle, so let me get leaner. But the thing is, it's not a conditioning contest. It's a bodybuilding contest.
Yeah.
So if you show up, and the trend is these kids, younger guys, they're showing up as lean as humanly possible. Like, yeah, shredded, like super lean, like an impressive amount of low body fat, right? But they look like they've never lifted before. And it's like, it's no longer bodybuilding now. It's just conditioning. You know, it's bodybuilding is a complete thing. I'd rather have somebody come in with a little bit more muscle and a little less conditioning because overall, there's more symmetry there. You know what I mean? Overall, it's a better physique. You know, and sometimes they get rewarded for conditioning, but other times, you know, some guys come in the most conditioned and they don't get rewarded for it. And you know what? That's real bodybuilding. You know, because bodybuilding is about everything, not just conditioning. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen kids show up on stage, especially more recently. This is definitely more recent. They're shredded, but like clearly they've been working out for like a year or two max, you know, and it takes time for a natural to build up that muscle. I mean, we did it. Like I said, I did my first contest when I was 19. I started training when I was 14, you know, and the entire time before that, I never went on a diet phase. You know, that's
dude. I don't know.
That's like 4
Dude,
or 5 years of mass gaining. You know, like people just don't go through that phase in the beginning anymore. And I think everybody has to do that. So when you get people that come to you now, and we've had this before too, we've had to tell a couple people that come to us that just started working out, you know, maybe like a couple months ago or even like a year ago. They haven't really even built their foundation yet. And they say, oh, my goal is I want to do a physique competition like next summer, you know? And I'm just like, you know, if that's what you really want to do, we could do it. But you know what? The best thing you can do if you want to do a competition and you want to do well, not just to do a competition to say you're going to do one, take a year. We'll build as much muscle as possible. We'll do it the right way. We'll get mass on you. Then we'll have you diet down, and now you're going to look really good. You know what I mean? Rather than just jumping into a show, because there's so many people that jump into shows. And like, yeah, I've been training 1 year total. It's like, it takes a long time to build muscle as a natural bodybuilder. You know, and you get that frame, that base, it's going to take a couple years in the beginning.
Yeah, man. I don't know. For me, like we talk about this in the arm experiment. You know, the program that we put out to gain an inch to my arms. You know, one of the things I say in the commercial is, you know, when I started training, my arms measured 11 inches.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to diet down and my arms be 14 ripped. Who cares?
I know.
It's not impressive.
I don't care either, man. I mean,
You know what I mean?
listen,
It's
to
not
each their
impressive.
own. To each their own. But like I said,
I don't know. It's
like
just not
I
the look
said,
that I want.
it's-
You know,
it's
not. I guess
bodybuilding.
that's why I stopped. I guess that's why I stopped bodybuilding. You know, it's just not the look that I want. I don't want to
Yeah.
be skinny, gaunt on stage. That's why I
Yeah.
got away from. That's why I got into bodybuilding, was to be opposite of that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you know, like I said, I mean, if you could build, you know, an appreciable amount of muscle mass and then come in condition, you're gonna look great on stage. But you know, having one without the other, it's like the same thing. If you were to show up to a bodybuilding show not dieting, but you have a ton of muscle, it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? It's like, holy
Yeah.
shit, this guy's fat. That's just what it looks like. You know, when you have somebody coming in condition with no muscle, it's like, all right, that's an impressive, you know, level of conditioning, but I wish you would go to the gym and lift, you know? I'm not sure if he's actually been inside the gym yet. He knows how to, get his nutrition and cardio dialed in.
Yeah, that's it.
But
Yeah, man,
I think that no, I mean, we'll wrap this up, but I think that I think everybody, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. If you're brand new starting, if you've been training for a little while, if you have a little bit of muscle, if you have some muscle, if you have no muscle, I think everybody should go through that first initial phase where they allow that weight to come on. They build some muscle. They get their frame heavier. They get their frame used to handling more weight, which in a couple of years you're going to refine and just keep as pure muscle with lower body fat,
Yeah, I agree. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yeah. Like I said, and that's the key right there. You have to get really heavy. You got to go through that period of time, and you got to just be comfortable with it. As uncomfortable as it can be, you just got to be comfortable with it.
Agreed.
There's going to be times where you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to start dieting tomorrow, but you just got to keep going.
Agreed.
That's where the gains are.
Agreed 100%, man. All right, man, I think it's time. New York Muscle Radio, we're out.
Enjoyed this episode of New York Muscle Radio? Make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave us a 5-star review, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, New York Muscle Radio.